Hello to everyone and anyone who's watching. I am just, um, I've been working on the plan. I've been working on putting together some videos, just like real life experiences of things that go on. And I can't speak for anybody else, but in my life, and some things that you may not know about me by just looking. People that know me, I'm always, like real bubbly. I'm real happy go lucky, and I'll help anybody with anything. But 9 times out of 10 is the person that is the person that is normally given the help is the person that receives the least. You know what I mean? Like, so this video or these videos to come is just really some real life experiences of mine and motivation to people that have been through similar situations. And I just want to use this platform um, for others because it wasn't always just crystal clear to me on why things happen or what to do when things happen. Everything that I pretty much learned, it was just going through the experience. And I thank God in many situations that I made it out. Um, Sometimes I made it out, after digging myself in the dirt for hurting someone else, like the emotions and all of that just like I couldn't mentally get over. But other people, they just go on with their life. They continue to, press on. But it is a big it's a big fact when they say we are our own. What is the word? We are our own. Oh God, I cannot get the word. But we beat ourselves up the most for the things that somebody else has already forgiven us for. Um, I'm sorry, like excuse the blemishes or anything. I'm really a natural type person. I really just came on here because I've been thinking and thinking of when is the right time to do it. But in reality, when you're doing something from the heart, it's never a wrong time to do it. So I'm just taking this moment of this good day to just give an introduction on who I am as a person. For those that don't know me, my name is now Latoya Howard. I I'm recently divorced. I've been recently divorced. So my name went from Roddy back to my originated name, and I have 3 kids, well 3 children rather. I Of course, I love my kids with all my heart. I have been, through trials and tribulations with baby daddies, husband. I've only been married once though, but life has had it's. I've been around my block and back. I don't know another way to say it. Um, when I say baby daddies, it's because I have 3 children and I also have 3 baby daddies. I was only married to one, and um, that's some work within itself of just having multiple baby daddies and being able to kind of treat everybody equal, but everybody's not equal. Um, yeah, like I don't even I don't even know how to speak on one of my baby daddies, but he's like the main topic of discussion. And reason being is because he's not okay, well, okay, let me give you a little bit. My husband and I got married a day before my daughter was born. So technically, if you look at the paperwork, like of course she would be considered his daughter. But truth of the matter is that I never let it be known before time that it was a possibility that someone else, could have been. And I kind of just lived that lie and lived with that on my chest for some time. And I was always just trying to find the right time to let it be known. And I was given plenty of opportunities, but it just never felt anytime I would want to speak on it, it was like I would just get butterflies and I would get choked up. So I would just say, okay, like, nah, this ain't the time. This ain't the time. So time kind of just went on, went on, went on, went on. And now it's to the point to I have a 6 year old daughter. And like I said, I'm recently divorced. So all of the things that I kind of had swept under the rug when I was married and we was kind of just living this happily ever after life. Um, that was one of them that I I I I never knew how to say it. Well, truth of the matter is, there's you can search and you can wonder and you can think, but until you actually do, you feel this like relief off your shoulders, and you can you can say, like, life goes on. It's not as bad, but it is bad. You know what I mean? But in life, I feel like every child, every somebody deserves to know, like their roots. They deserve to know who their biological parents are. Um, these kids are not too young to know information that has to do with their story. You know what I mean? Like, we can go through all of these trials and tribulations, and we can keep all of these secrets under the table to protect who we are. But in reality, if it's something that's not just a tie that's just tied to you, then it's somebody else involved, and that somebody else needs to know. Well, my situation is a little bit different because normally um, you would have a man that, you know, that is denying, what I'm saying, that a child is his, and they don't want to pay child support, and all of this kind of stuff. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's like flies, and let me get up and walk a little bit. But you would have men that would deny a child before it's even taken to court, or before any kind of child support orders or anything like that. In my situation, it wasn't even so much of the child support. I actually went through YouTube. I mean, I'm sorry. I went through Facebook, and I was trying to get information on um on my child's biological father. And I went through some family members pages, and I saw that they were related. I kind of put it all together, and I inboxed them, and I never got a reply. Well, one day I just so happened to see that the sister had a really close friend, and drama. Who doesn't like to hear some good drama, especially somebody telling their own drama? So I wound up letting her know who I was, what the situation was about, and that I was looking for her friend's brother. So of course she relayed the message to the sister. The sister then messages me back on Messenger, and she let me know that however the situation may be, but about this little girl that I'm talking about, she asked me to please stop contacting her and her family and friends. I'm sorry, I have a dog. But she said to please stop contacting her family and her friends, that I'm looking for him and I need to just find him. I stated to her that I was trying not to go through the legal system, which would be the Attorney General's office. I really wasn't looking for no compensation. I just wanted my daughter to know who her father was. Um, it was no secret to him of me being pregnant. I did, let him know that I was pregnant at the very beginning. No, we never saw each other. He never saw me pregnant or anything. He was military, and it was like a situation where we did it, and I got pregnant. I don't believe in abortions, and I just felt like it was something that I can just keep quiet about. But okay, so the sister winds up after she tell me that, then I let her know, I respect that, and okay, that's fine. So the only thing I had left was to go to the Attorney General's office. I wound up going through the process, and okay, now the court date comes in the mail, and I wound up going to court. He didn't show up for court, and at the time I was still married, and my husband didn't have to show up for court because he had taken a outside DNA test. So we basically already, like he and I already knew the situation, but this other one he didn't know, like, for sure, but he wasn't even trying to get to know because he missed several court dates. Okay, cool. The last court date, um, my husband at the time did have to come to court because the information that he had on the paternity test that he took on the outside didn't have all of the courts. It didn't meet all of the what do you call it? The requirements for um, for them to, just go by the one that he had. They then ordered him to take a DNA test, and he took it. So when I went to court the last time, they wound up granting me the child support with the 4 years of back pay from the presumed father, and it was called presumed because he never showed up, of course, to take any of the to take the DNA test, or he never denied anything. He just never contacted the courts about anything. So I was granted the child support, and that's not really what I was looking for. So I was still like unsatisfied. But what can you do? Like when you do what you can do and the courts do what they can do, then everything else is just like up in the air. So what I did was I wound up contacting his mom via Facebook Messenger, and I let her know, like who I reintroduced myself, letting her know that I went to court and I had paperwork, and he was now on child support. I kind of like gave her the whole little rundown, and she stated to me that she was surprised, and she said that we should make a date to where my daughter can meet them because it's not her fault that she doesn't know everyone or anyone. And I said that that's fine with me, and you are right. It is not her fault, and me as her mother, all I'm trying to do is make it right for my daughter. Like my life experiences is my life experiences, but her growing up, I feel like it's time for me to tell my daughter the truth. So she agreed, and everything was good. And then because I had stated to her that I went to court and he didn't show up none of the times, she then asked me, for some paperwork, and I took screenshots of the paperwork. I sent it to her via text, which I still have all of the trend of the messages that she and I received back and forth. And then she came back and she let me know that it didn't show that he taken a DNA test. It just said that he was the presumed father, and I'm saying yes, I understand that he's the presumed father, and that's because I'm sorry, father, but that's because he never showed up to court. He never, did the DNA testing that they required, or that they told him to take. He never took it. So she's saying that now the whole attitude is totally different. It went from we need to meet to, oh well, until we get the DNA done, then we don't know, and that will subtract a lot of the curiosity. And I'm letting her know, like, I understand what you're saying, ma'am. It's not like I'm the one that is not cooperating with the courts or cooperating with the system. I've done everything. My husband has done everything. I've taken my daughter. She's done everything. So all I'm trying to do is really, like, get you all to recognize that my daughter is breathing, and you have a granddaughter in Texas because they're from out of state. But yeah, so I told her all of that, and then I even offered, I'm telling her, like, well, if he doesn't want to take it, that's fine, but um, if you would like, you're his mom, you can feel free, to take it as well, and I will pay for it. Like, you take it, I'll pay for it, and we can move on with this. I told her, even if she took it, I paid for it. That once the results come back, and she see that my daughter is her granddaughter, I'll take your son off child support. I don't want his money. Like, my daughter is good. She's great, actually. And he's really missing out. Your family's missing out on the creation that, that's a part of your bloodline. And I stressed that to her. She agreed to take it. She told me, that she was unaware of how a DNA test worked, so that if I would go ahead and find out the information, let her know what I find, and she would look into it and she would get back at me. Well, I wound up doing that as well. I waited to it was before Christmas when we were talking about it, so I waited, until after the holidays, just out of respect. And after the holidays, I contacted her. I let her know, I told her happy holidays and that I was back. I sent her the information. I wanted to see if she had went over it. And as soon as she told me to proceed, then I would go ahead and pay for it and we would get it done. Well, after that after that message, it was silent after that. It was months. And still to this day, I haven't gotten no type of response. So she knows that her son is paying child support. He knows that he's paying child support because he's retired military, and they automatically take it out of his his retirement check. But my thing is it was a big roller coaster. It was very emotional going on this path that I just went down and came up and went down and came up, because not only do I have this one person that I'm married to, thinking that it's a possibility that this little girl is his, and then all of a sudden on Mad Day or whatever, it comes up that she's not. He gets a test and she's not. Like, he's been a part of her life since before she was born. He's the only man that's been a part of her life up until now. Like, he was there in the hospital room. His mom was there. Family loves my daughter. Like, no one treats her different. Although I know, people are gonna always have something to say about me, or what I did or what I should have did or what I didn't do. It's always gonna be some of that. But I'm to the point in my life where I know my wrongs and I know my rights. So I don't need no one else to tell me about what I did wrong and what I did right, because in reality, we all have wrongs and rights, and not everybody speaks on their wrongs because of how someone else is going to take them. I'm not afraid to speak on what I've done wrong, because I know at this time all I'm trying to do is right my wrongs. And I think righting my wrongs in this situation was um, me having to tell my 6-year-old daughter that the one man that she's known all her life as her biological father, was not him. You know what I mean? And I think that was very hard. And actually, with the daughter that I have, I thought that it was going to be harder than what it really was. But her understanding on life and situations is bigger than any six-year-old I know. And she took it. She understood. She asked me questions, of course, after the fact, like, does her real dad ever think about her? Does he know what her skin feels like? And I even showed her a picture of him for the first time in 6 years that I got off of the internet, and she freaked out. She said, "Mom, we have the same skin." Because I'm a darker shade, and the man that she's known all her life as her dad, he has a darker shade. So we're basically chocolates around here, and she has this like golden brownish caramel type color. I said a lot of colors, but yeah, it's that. She has dreads. Her hair is she has a lot of hair, but just little things about her that she sees in that, or she saw in that picture, reminded her of herself. So for me to have to sit there and take that and be ready for any question that she could have possibly came up with, I as a mom, I put myself in that type of situation, but I also came to right my wrongs by telling her before life came full throttle at her. You know what I mean? Because growing up, she can get in an argument with somebody that may know the truth, or even her own brothers. Not saying that they would want to hurt her, but when you're young and you're just screaming out stuff, sometimes that's how, a lot of the information gets linked, because someone winds up saying, well, did you know such and such is not your real dad? And then you have the person looking like, what do you mean? And then who do they go back to? The parents. Moms usually. Mom is such and such not my real dad. Like, I didn't want my daughter to go through that. I didn't want my daughter to feel like I was hiding something from her, which I did before, but I never wanted the topic to come up to her to have to ask me. It was something that I felt as a woman I needed to be able to talk to her about it, and like, just encourage her to keep on going, and regardless if he comes around or if he doesn't, like, you have me and all of that. But at the same time, every child deserves the right to know who their parents are. It shouldn't be in question on whether you want to pop up or you don't. That's not it. And a lot of parents, who are absent parents, they stay away because of whatever the relationship that they had with the mom, or they feel like the mom may only want them to be supportive financially. A lot of times, if you knew the person, or if you know the person that you're dealing with, you would be able to know if it's a financial need situation, or if it's really someone that's reaching out saying that, this is the truth, this is what's up, and I just need you to, to be a man like I'm being a woman, and let's face this shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but it gets a little frustrating sometimes when you have someone paying child support but never went to court. But anyways, I guess that's really my main topic for today is parents. Like, if you feel like your child has reached a mature stage where you can have conversations with them, and they can come they can um understand, they can talk back to you, they can ask you questions about what you're saying, then it's the time for you to let them know anything that you've been holding back, anything that you don't want somebody else to tell your child. It's on you to find that time to tell your own child. And I just want to be some type of blessing to someone, some type of encouragement to someone who may be going through similar situations, if not the same situation, but their child is kind of left in the dark. I am here to encourage you to tell your child, be real with your child. You owe your child that much. Like, don't allow them, he or she, to grow up in the world that's so big without knowing who their people are. And then you wind up finding out later on down the line, hey, I married my brother. Why? Because I didn't know. Nobody told me anything. Like, let's stand up and stop keeping secrets from our kids that things that need to be talked about, things that need to be said from the parent, not from someone else that's just giving information because they love drama and they want to be heard, and they want to, start up some stuff. You don't want to do that. You want to find that time yourself to be able to tell your child the way that you want to tell them, and making sure that they're knowing the truth. And the only way that you're going to know that they're knowing or getting the truth is if you give it to them. um, this is my time today. This is my topic for today. Tomorrow, maybe, yeah, tomorrow, I'm gonna try to, keep things going. I'll upload different videos about, my real life situations. You can understand, or you can see from now that it gets pretty deep, and it gets even deeper. But I'm gonna take it as slow as I can, so that I, don't lose no one in my wave. I want everybody to be able to understand me, feel where I'm coming from with this, and just kind of gravitate to what I got going on. My plan is to one day make it to where all of this that I'm gonna be talking about can be in a movie, and I can really show my story. But I'll keep you all updated. I'll have different videos coming of, even with my children involved, so you all can kind of put faces with names, and we'll go from there. Thank you all for your time. Any comments, concerns? How do I say it? Any comments? Um, questions, you can feel free to ask. This is my page. Have a good one.